YouTube, I'm back. It's still the same stream where, I just come back from illness. So I'm just going to blame illness on everything right now. Still, the spreadsheet as it was last time. I had an opportunity potentially to do counter attack. I finally saw it, but I died on the ball in the most painful way imaginable. And we also learned why we don't ever take the gift, because it's not a gift for some of the maps. It's actually a unbelievable. In fact, I guess it is a gift, even if a gift has coal in it, or a heaping, steaming pile of dog turd. It was still a gift, right? Not a good gift, not one that you wanted, but it was a gift nonetheless. Okay, do we want to take Bastion Reaction? We could do. Do we want to take Refresh Shield? Normally reload stuff's a bit And House of Slime I think is just a bit of a meme. We'll take Bastion Reaction. And actually Counter Attack, which is one of the orbs we want to get with this character, is a self-damage build, so let's just immediately lean into that. As I said last time as well, if I go silent for any period of time, it's again because my throat's a bit it's a bit iffy right now. So don't worry about it. Actually, I don't feel it's that bad anymore. It's just the after effects, I guess, of the cold haven't quite escaped me yet. But still, much better than I was 8 or 9 days ago, where, as I said again, I think last episode, every sentence was followed by 30 seconds of trying to catch my breath again. At least I'm not that bad anymore. Also, it's nothing compared to the feeling as well. I've been saying this to my Discord. While I've been unwell, I've been playing Minecraft. I've not played it since the Bees update. That's how long ago it was. So I was like, you know what? I can see all these new things they've been added and, see if any other the quality of life things have gone into the game that makes it better. If you could bottle the feeling of losing all of your fully enchanted diamond armor with mending and shit on it, and the tools with it, if you could bottle that feeling, you could solve all world crime, all world wars over immediately. It feels so sucky because generally speaking, there are some things in that game since I last played it where I was okay, I can see what the quality of life thing was about this. I think it was a positive change. There's still some things where I feel like death in that game is so unbelievably brutal. I know you can turn it off, well, not death, but you can turn off, losing your inventory. But I just wanted to play with it as, the normal settings of the game. Also, I will own up to, it was, completely my fault. It was, the most avoidable death. It was literally narrator... Why did I go that way? It was literally the narrator guy from Darkest Dungeon, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer moment. I'll do a Bastion fort thing, the Bastion Remnants, whatever they're called. I did the fucking treasure room, I've got all the treasure, I've got all the good stuff, the netherite ingot that was in here, the smithing template, it's all good stuff. So I go down to the very bottom and get the gold blocks at the bottom. There are some other chests there as well in case you don't play Minecraft. I was should I do this? Bearing in mind, my nether portal back home was about 20 seconds away. I was no, I'll just do it all now. And I immediately walked around the corner, saw 3 brutes, and just got jiggled. Juggled. I guess jiggled and juggled. And fucking killed in a place where I could not possibly ever get my stuff back. I probably could have done, but it was such a brutal run. Also, it kind of I'd got just enough diamonds to make all my armor. I'd got enough levels and stuff to just enchant that gear. So I just had nothing for a death run. And I died at the bottom of a fort. And it was well, I've kind of I've invited this pain upon myself, so I guess I can't really complain, but man, I was really fucking salty. Also, why are the brutes the strongest enemy in the game? Riddle me this. why are the bosses weaker than those guys? I don't get it. What were they thinking? Speaking of what were they thinking, I'm gonna have to miss a tile. Sorry, it's my bad. I mean, I missed Bombacton, which is kind of a shame, but it's actually not the end of the world. This is probably the biggest shame, actually. If I had 6 more gold, I would have taken this every single day of the week. Possibly twice on Tuesdays. But it still makes me laugh as well, I don't know. I was talking about this thing Minecraft. I think if you have a conversation for the best games of all time, you actually have to have like a serious conversation that Minecraft has to be in there somewhere. Because at the end of the day, it's really just digital Lego. And Lego is like such a beloved, you know, I don't know what to call it, like just a beloved game, I guess. Of course Minecraft is going to be good, but equally, man, that game, you can't play it by just playing the game, if you know what I mean. You almost have to play it with a wiki. I think Terraria's got a very similar, like, complaint, if you ask me. Or I have a complaint about it with that. That without the wiki, the game is virtually unplayable at this point, because there's so many, like, niche things that are being added. Like, how the fuck are you meant to know certain things? For example, I was just, like, looking through, I don't even know what it was now, but I was looking at something else, and I just saw in the corner of my eye, like, a phrase of saying, like, you know, oh, you can get this by brushing an armadillo. I'm just like, oh, of course, what was I thinking? I meant to make a brush out of copper, feather, and a stick. And I meant to go and find an armadillo in a certain biome, and then brush the armadillo to get this thing to give me, like, wolf armor or something. It's like, how the fuck was I meant to know this? Other than, like, you telling me. By the way, we're about to die, I think. And then, like, there are other things with, like, you know, go back to the losing gear is brutal in this game. You can, like, lessen the pain by, you know, like, having a bunch of farms, like, XP and stuff, and, like, gold and iron and that type of thing. How are you meant to know some of these things? Like, I was, like, looking through an EXP farm. Just XP farm would have done. And it's like, okay, what you're gonna want to do now is you're going to want to get an ender pearl. You want to get out of a nether portal. You're going to clip through the nether on the bedrock roof. That'll get you on top of the roof. Then you need to get, like, you know, 80 magma blocks. You're going to put these in this arrangement like this. Then you're going to build up a central shaft. And then all the mobs are going to spawn on here because there's nowhere else to spawn because they can't spawn on bedrock. And then they're going to fun down here and you're going to kill them and you get loads of XP. You're going to get loads of gold. How are you meant to, like, you know, realistically do this? Like, it's the optimal way of doing it. I think to some degree Minecraft is, like, balance the game around you doing that type of thing, but like, realistically, how are you ever going to know to do that type of thing? And then you try and, like, make an XP farm beyond that without doing that, and it's like, just shit. Like, you get a zombie spawner in the wild, you dig out a little trench so they all fall in there, and you just, like, hit their ankles and stuff, and you get, like, 1 XP, like, an hour or something. Versus the other funny one which I saw, which again I didn't know was a thing because I'd not played it in, like, the last 6 or 7 years, which was, like, a farm where you put an armadillo inside of a bucket on a cactus or something, and you infest the armadillos, and as the armadillo takes damage, it spawns silverfish, and you then kill the silverfish with, like, a spear. My mind was just exploding, and it's, like, the best XP farm or something. Maybe not the best one. I'm sure there's, like, you know, some unbelievable XP farm out there that saves, like, 2 redstone or something and gives you, like, 8,000 levels per second. But, like, it's, like, one of the things that first showed up. I was like, what? How did people find this out? And also, how do people, like, actually do this in the game engine without just, you know, looking it up? And I think that's the way you have to play it. You just have to look it up. Anyway, I kind of like just chatting shit to this point because I don't really know what I want to take here. The Pinchy Claw is quite fun, but as this character, I think it's pretty bad. Like, there's not really that many uses for the Pinchy Claw, I think, as this character. Criticus, equally, like, it's okay, but equally, it's this character. And if we're taking self-damage build, we're probably not going to want to take a crit build. I'll take the Claw, but I think it's actually just bad. It's got some really unfortunate situations where there are some, like, orbs where it's, you know, fuck's sake. It's like, if you fire this off, you get 3 must circle. If you hit an enemy with it, they gain 1 must circle. And if you fire it with this, they get 2 must circle instead. It just makes the effect even worse. So, I probably shouldn't have taken it. We're not going to worry about it anyway, because we're going to die fairly soon. I really needed my... I needed my piercing gloves there. I mean, I guess we're only taking 1 damage. I guess we're only taking no damage. Okay, that's remarkably good, actually. Not saying we're back in the game, because we took way too much damage on the Minotaur fight. I need to heal again. The claw pays off, yeah. It's like a really niche situation where the claw actually did pay off. I'll take the book club as well, because I can't really afford to save money right now. I just need to, like, go for it. I guess, like, from a general standpoint with the claw, is that typically the annoying enemies are at the back of the map, so I can, like, snipe enemies at the back of the map now, which I couldn't do otherwise. That being said, I do have the sphere, which, you know, is piercing, so... Kind of funny interaction there. Didn't really consider that being the end result of that, but I'll take it. Okay, give me the refresh. I really need to dig out another bomb, but equally, I kind of want more pegs for this shot. Fuck's sake, I didn't get armor. At least I killed the bat, but... Alright, get the bomb. Oh, I would have loved to get that bomb as well. I was so close to the bomb. We should be okay. I'm just taking damage that I can't really afford to take right now. Okay, that's actually insanely lucky, but equally it would have been insanely unlucky if I'd missed all the pegs on the right side. I mean, I'm just spiraling the drain right now. Fortification is the thing I need, right? Why is it always on the runs that I have, like, no hope on? I get the things I need. I have to heal. And we are going for an elite, so... Good luck to me. I'm gonna need it. And then I get the crit stuff as well. Oh my god. I mean, I can't take it. Oh my god. Ah! It's fine. Don't have to worry about bombs this time because I don't have any. Well, other than the ones that give me on the map. And my piercing orb is at the very bottom, so we're probably going to have a bad time here. Oh, it's all my shielding. On the plus side, theoretically the refresh isn't in as bad position this time. Downside, I have like no damage. I have to take the damage here. Alright, I guess I won't take the damage because of insanely poor bouts. I mean, I'm just dead. I should have taken the claw. The claw's actually a horrible item. If, like, you're not putting any stages on people, I think it's the Paladin is actually just not takeable. But I got so ticked off I was taking nothing that I just wanted to take something. We'll take Bomb Baton out of these things. It's like literally the bomb collection, but... without a doubt, the best one is the Bomb Baton for the early game. Right, I'm looking forward to now not seeing any of those two orbs ever again. Because I dared not win the 2 runs that I got them on. I do need to focus up though a bit. It's not even just the illness at this point, it's just me like taking shit because it seems kind of funny. Just finish the spreadsheet off, otherwise the series is going to go on for like another 300 episodes. If I keep taking like the gift that keeps giving or the Viridian Trinket. Like, you can't take that detritus. Just take Electropegna, it's boring, but like, it's good. I kind of fucked this map up, by the way. You probably have noticed. I got the bombs going too quickly. Might still get out of this without taking damage, but it's like, pretty messy. I'd probably get out of this without taking damage. Okay, I do. Right, almost always I'm gonna do that. We want to go right, I think. There's not a lot in it, though. And it doesn't really matter where we go here. I'll try and greed a bit of gold. And we're fighting Slime Lord 5 million, so I just want raw damage. Pretty good. Do make it hard to go left, though. Okay, got out. Very lucky. I'll take it, but again, I'm not happy with it, because, like, I guess the 2 items I've got left that I'm looking for, the 2 orbs at least. Actually, I guess everything. Doesn't really want to be on a crit build. But equally, if I want to kill the Slime Lord 5 million, it's not a bad idea to have more crit damage. And if worse comes to worse, I'll just, like, I'll have subpar situations, I guess. I'm going left, right. Not confusing at all, but yeah, we're going left. I was going to say, I'm not sandbagging, but equally I do want to get a bit more money if I can. Not too bad though. Sphere max level in time for the elite battle. Good enough. Okay, shall we knock the Minotaur, please? I will say, my luck for elite has been so unbelievably bad. It's actually absurd. The elite, sorry, this guy early is like always horrible. But especially as this character, especially with bomb build as well. It's like the worst case scenario. Still, could make it work, and if we get hit one time, it's not the end of the world. Don't love this. I think I don't kill with either. Oh my god. Alright, nice bounce with the bomb. I think we're gonna die. And I think we're definitely dead. Because I don't have 130 damage here. Any other elite we win. Didn't matter because I wasn't doing anything, but... like, it's crazy. I just get the worst elites in the situation I'm in. I have no... not no, but little piercing, I get the 3 plants. I have only bombs, I get the Minotaur. Can't, like, we sit somewhere in the middle, please, and just give me, like, the green testicle or something? Which is, like, not great, but not terrible. Give me super boots. Give me healing. Alright, early elite again. I have to go for it. So we'll play the fun roulette of, if it's the Minotaur, I'm probably going to die. Especially if I don't get 25 gold here. Alright, got 25 gold. We could do a little farm. Yeah, more gold, please. Okay, not too bad. Do I want abrasion? Potentially. I do need Leshy Tech this time. I'll take it and be immediately disappointed when I get the 3 plant fight in a second. This is better versus the Minotaur, potentially. But against anyone else, it's not so good. I'm actually quite happy to get into the battle here as well on the question mark tile. Man, I've not seen this battle for some time either. Kind of not beans the opening, but... okay, didn't beans the opening. I hate when I get the middle bomb from the opening. But you just want to get 2 bombs immediately. That's the game plan. Kill the artillery plants and then just farm. more money. Oh, some other funny story I was looking at today to do with like Pokemon actually, but really OG Pokemon Red Pokemon. And I don't know when this was discovered. I think it was like some time ago, but I wasn't actually aware of the story. It turned out in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, like it still had like some sort of competitive scene going, I think on Showdown, though more than anything else. Not actually the cartridges anymore. It was found out by someone on the actual cartridges themselves, because the Showdown is meant to be a simulation of the cartridge, so it actually has bugs in the cartridge on Showdown, which are known about. Like, for example, I think in Red, Blue, and Yellow, Ghost isn't super effective against Ghost, even though it's meant to be. But like, it's kind of hard to ever see that interaction, because the only Ghost-type move that doesn't do set damage is Lick, and you would never use Lick on a Pokemon, so it's like kind of worthless. Also, back then, it wasn't physical special split, so Ghost-type moves are physical, and the only Ghost-type Pokemon in Gen 1 is the Haunter, Ghastly Gengar line, and they're not physical attackers, so it was never optimal to run Lick anyway. I think you're on Psychic. It was like Psychic Sludge Bomb or something like that, and I don't remember the other two moves, but I think it's like you can pick and choose. Anyway, so it's meant to simulate these bugs, and then they found out that there was a bug in the game that meant that if a normal type Pokemon body slammed another normal type Pokemon, it wouldn't ever trigger paralysis, which actually matters a lot because a lot of the best Pokemon in Gen 1 are normal type Pokemon. Because another fun weird quirk in all Gen 1 Wild West Pokemon, that the faster your Pokemon is, the more likely is to crit. The crit was tied to the speed stat, and a lot of very fast Pokemon in Gen 1 are normal types. Also, a lot of very bulky Pokemon are normal types, so a lot of normal type Pokemon were quite good. And it turned out that, as I said, people would run Body Slam. It's one of the better normal type moves, which could get paralysis, and a lot of people were trying to paralyze every opposing Pokemon. Because of all of these things, it like drastically changed the meta of the game, like 20 years after the fact, because they weren't aware that this bug existed. Although I say they weren't aware it existed, the competitive VGC gameplays weren't aware of it, but speedrunners were completely aware of it. They just weren't talking to one another, so it just kind of tickled me that something like so far in the past, you know, I guess at 20 years with like no one noticing this, and I just suddenly, like, in the year of, I don't know what it was, like 2020 or something, probably maybe like 2018 or something, so it was like, oh, by the way, yeah, you know, normal type moves in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, if they would paralyze the Pokemon, it won't work on a normal type. They're immune to it. Not because it's meant to be, it's just like a completely bugged interaction. It's like, what? And they're just drastically changing a format which must have been like stable for quite some time before then, because, you know, it's not like Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow is getting a patch anymore, is it? I don't know. It just tickled me. Anyway, should probably stop getting Captain Distracted, because I'm actually doing really poorly on this map now. I will say, refresh in Narnia. Alright, we got the bombs at the very least. I mean, I just fucked. I need to hit the skill shot. I got the skill shot. I need to hit it one turn sooner. I think we're actually gonna die here. The one time I don't want to hit the crit. Thanks, game. Again, please don't give me the crit. I need to fight it this way because it's where the pegs are. I unironically might be out of this map now if I'd not hit that crit. Someone to do a balance patch for Pokemon Red. It's such a wild game though when you really think about it, because clearly the power of the series isn't to do with the game, like at least the OG games. Maybe now though it is the game that's driving it rather than the show, but back then the show, and actually the card's probably even more popular than the game, like in really like OG Pokemon. Like I remember the craze of the Pokemon trading card game for like the original ones, like, you know, the fucking Charizard that everyone like wants nowadays. But the actual game itself was kind of doo-doo, honestly. They really hadn't like fleshed out the old plan, and they really don't flesh it out until like Diamond and Pearl, in my opinion. I will say that. What was I gonna say? I'll say that Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald do kind of like solve a few things. Like I think adding abilities at that generation was actually pretty powerful for the game. But as soon as they sorted out like physical special split, that's when the game like really came into its own. That plus like the abilities and so on and so forth, and like by that point just the sheer number of Pokemon that were in the game at that point, it kind of like fixed some of the other issues that were with it. It did take some time, and again they are still iterating on it even nowadays. But it's kind of crazy like how long and how well this franchise has done, considering, as I said, I think some of the OG games were not very good. Now that being said, would I rate Pokemon Red and Blue quite highly? Yeah, I would, because like it was my childhood. Also, what the fuck am I doing in this battle? Let me out. Thank you. Some Pokemon are overpowered. Yeah, I think that's one of the issues I've got with like modern day stuff. I mean, like the World Championship happened last weekend, I think. No, the weekend before last. Just to get to date this video, YouTube. And they're using, oh my god, is it Regulation I they're on right now? I have no idea, but either way, it's dual restricted. And honestly, I watched a bit of the Swiss tournament, and I just couldn't get into it. Like, it feels so like volatile when you have two restricted, because it's like, if you fuck up your leads, you just kind of like bone no. And then so many people, I mean, I don't know actually who won. Well, I did see who won, but I didn't see what the team was that won it with. The amount of people that were using, like, you know, Incineroar and Calyrex, Ice Rider and Calyrex Shadow and Urshifu. It's like, you know, there's only like 20 Pokemon that exist, basically. So, I said, I watched like 2 or 3 games and I just like, I'll go and do something else. Also, I think as a format to watch, VGC is like, not ideal, let's put it that way. I think there are things they could do better, but equally I do appreciate that they're kind of stuck with the format because it's so much variance in it. You do need to have a Swiss stage rather than just pure knockout, but I don't think it can quite meet the same standards as some other sports where there is this like, you know, this knockout situation. I know it does go into knockout eventually, like when it gets to like the last 16 or last 32, but just the Swiss stage is like kind of, I think, harder to watch. I'll also say I feel like, I think it benefits greatly if you have someone of, for example, like, you know, the Wolfie Glick videos, like, he's probably the most famous person in the scene, right? Where he's like narrating, going like, okay, I had this option, this option, this option, I chose this option, this is why I was wrong, or this is what I was thinking in this moment. If you have like a play-by-play of what the decision making was, then I think it can be like quite, it can be quite good to watch, right? But without it, and you don't really get that from the narration, I think, for the most part, I think it can be quite awkward to watch, especially as well since you only see one side of it on the actual like VGC screen, because God forbid Nintendo would make a product which is actually good on a competitive scene to watch. But yeah, only seeing one side of things, and also only seeing from their language perspective. So like, if you're watching a Japanese player, it's going to be in Japanese text, which obviously for like someone of my intellect is not a problem because I can just read the Japanese text. Which actually is only a half lie. I can to some degree read the text, but there are some of the Pokemon I don't know in Japanese. But yeah, it just makes it awkward to watch, which is kind of why I'm actually excited for Pokemon Champion, just to see what they do with it. But I get a horrible feeling that they're going to Nintendo it, aren't they, in some way. It's going to be great in certain regards, but then they're going to introduce some really corporate bullshit thing, and everyone's going to hate it because of that. But because it's Pokemon, it's just going to be a money printing machine. It kind of doesn't matter anymore what Pokemon releases, it's just going to, like, succeed. I do think, to some degree as well, possibly as well, you might be able to tell by the fact I've been playing, like, you know, ROM hacks recently, rather than the mainline games. I think they get away with murder just because it's Pokemon, right? There's just no competition with it, so it doesn't matter if the product's not as good. And this isn't to say I think the product's necessarily bad either. I think actually Gen 9 was actually pretty good. There's obviously like some technical issues with the Switch and the open world aspect of it, but I think generally speaking they meant well. Also, I've actually got a lot of credit for Pokemon right now because I watched the found footage trailer of the reveal of Mega Weepinbell, and I'm just gonna let you know, I'm 100% behind that strange choking itself Pokemon. I don't know who designed it, but like, thumbs up for me. I like the idea of it, of a Pokemon just choking itself. I look forward to hearing its like horrible backstory. But no, it's actually kind of crazy that they would release. It was effectively like a found footage thing, like, you know, like a Cloverfield-esque video about Pokemon. Kind of blew my mind. I really don't want to get hit again here. Oh my god, we're gonna get hit. I don't think I'm gonna do 100 damage. Yeah, okay, we're gonna hit. Can you just let me out? Probably taking far too much damage. I'm gonna play even more in the future. I mentioned this earlier in the stream. I will definitely, I say yeah, it was earlier in the stream. I will definitely play some more. I want to at least play one character that is good at the start, like they go out the blocks faster. That's what I want to really check out, and then we'll see from there. But I think I'm getting more pleasure from that game in aspects that other people aren't, like, playing it for. I think a lot of people are playing it for the gambler aspect, where you play the gacha machine, you know, potentially you put some money into the gacha machine as well, which I've not done yet. And, you know, you do the races, get the doping from the race, and then you play the gacha machine again and go there and there and there, and you have the PvP aspect. For me, I'm actually quite happy just reading about the weird horse stories. That also kind of like ticks some boxes for me for games that I like to play, so yeah, I probably will check some more out. It hasn't been doing particularly well on the YouTube channel, but part of me's like, who cares? If I'm enjoying it, who cares? But part of the reason why I've not been doing it recently, why I was like a bit hesitant to say I'm definitely doing some tomorrow, is that, as I said, my throat's been really bad for the last 10 days, and I've been so tired and stuff. It's like, it's really not the game I want to play right now, just purely from a throat aspect. But I'm probably not doing too bad. I'm actually doing pretty well for this stream, so I think that gives it a good sign that I probably will play some more. It'll probably be tomorrow, actually. But I don't know which horse girl I'm going to play. I don't know if anyone's got any suggestions. Again, YouTube, it's going to be too late for you, sorry. So, but I don't know if anyone's got a suggestion of which horse is good from the gate. But that's who I want to try this time. I will say the pageantry is better, though, for a horse that catches up at the last possible second and then wins from there. Versus one that's just going to run out of the gate very quickly and hope that no one catches them. A rare W for the Terror Ball, by the way. It was actually very useful there. It could snipe through the gap and give me the refresh. And unironically has now led to me not taking another 9 damage. So we're kind of back in the game again. That being said, I do need to find some of the orbs that, you know, and relics that I need to beat the game with. Essential oil is better with Repostal Service, but do I really want to be building around Repostal Service right now? I guess I do. We're not really bomb building. Bombs, it's okay against Lich, but not fantastic. Shop's not that impactful for me. I'm just going to try and go right, please. But yeah, in the next couple of days, I need to like look through Pokemon as well at some point and try and figure out a way to beat the champion. I kind of left myself at a really awkward impasse last time before I got unwell. And in my little bit of research I did before I got unwell, I didn't really have a good solution to Pokemon, but I definitely I'm not going to leave that, you know, complete the game on insane on bugs only difficulty with me losing to the champion. Even if the worst case happens and I have to restart the Elite Four with a different party because I can't beat the champion with the 6 I brought, I will do that over just not doing it ever again. As I said, I've just been so unwell, it's like, like the brain fuzz and the brain fog. The last thing I wanted to do was like sit there like thinking through like the, you know, the Pokédex type things and looking at the spreadsheet and all of that and like my team with VBA up and all that type of jazz. And trying to figure out like, oh, what Pokemon here is going to be able to kill Mega Rayquaza, which by the way, the Pokemon Company said it's not called Rayquaza, it's called Rayquaza. Pokemon Company, thanks for the Pokemon, but we'll name them, okay? You can't be trusted. So I'm still going to call that Rayquaza, as is the entire Pokemon player base, because it's been literally referred to as Rayquaza since Pokemon Emerald. If you had a problem with it, why not bring it up before then? Why not bring it up before the year 2025 for a game that came out in like 2001? Is that when Pokemon Emerald came out? I'm going to Google. How sad am I going to be now? Pokemon Emerald. Release. 2004. I'm not as sad as I thought. It's later than I thought it was. Wow. Actually, now that I think about it, that tracks. Because I think in early high school, I was playing Pokemon Gold, which is actually probably one of my favorite Pokemon games, but equally is also, if you go back and play that game, doesn't really hold up, but I just kind of don't care. Fucking Scizor in that game, which is fully for the bug playthrough. You know, I've got Scizor in that. Fuck it, I love that Scizor. I wish I had friends to trade my Scyther with Metal Coat to get one. I did have one before, you know, you laugh at me. But man, I was like, friends, come together. I need to trade this Pokemon. And they're like going like, we're done with Pokemon now. The first series of Pokemon cards, we've collected them all, we don't care anymore. It's like, no, but guys, the game. It's like, yeah, we don't care. We're too busy watching like hardcore pornography now. It's like, oh, come on, I just want to play with the weird animal things. That's another story that's been pissing me off, actually, just to like rile myself up, even though I'm unwell. Actually, before I rile myself up, do I want to take something? Because I've actually not taken anything for quite some time. I kind of need Leshy Tech, but nothing here is really Leshy Tech. I'm kind of scared to take Balestra, but it's not a terrible thing to get. And Echo is interesting because I've got Power Glove. I'm just slightly concerned about taking Balestra into the Leshy fight and buffing the guy, because he's obviously going to take many hits to kill. I'm going to leave it and then hope for the best. But yeah, the thing that's pissing me off is that all these like censorship laws in the UK, which anyone with like a small brain cell, which obviously, you know, for MPs in this country is far too big a hurdle to get over, could see that if you're going to introduce some law to make people like use photo ID and stuff like that, or just ID in general, to get onto any adult website, anyone could have told you, like, announce a sense that all that people were going to do was VPN around it, or, you know, use some other way, go in the dark web or something to get around it. Like, or, you know, just not take a photo of themselves, for example, and take a photo, which I always kind of found quite funny, of game characters. Like Morgan Reedus, for example, is a very common person that we're taking pictures of, and just avoiding the system altogether. Like, anyone with a brain cell could have told you that was what was going to happen. But no, not the UK government, they just weren't aware of it. And all this has now led to is people going like, we need to be more severe, we need to make it get harder to get onto the internet and stuff like this. So like, you guys are all like stupid. There was actually a talk in the government a few years ago of getting rid of encryption in the UK so that the police could actually like go through, you know, messages and stuff without being interfered. And then literally the banks came out and said, listen, you can't do that, you'll actually kill the banking sector. We need encryption, like there's no two ways about it. But the fact that it was even considered lets you have an idea that they're pretty tech illiterate, I think, the government. But just the whole idea of this is like, you know, we need to stop like 6-year-olds. Why can 6-year-olds get into like hardcore pornography? And I can't help thinking like, you know, why have you let your 6-year-old get unfettered access to the internet? That is the more of the question. How I see the internet is like how I see just being in a city. Why do you think it's okay for like a 6-year-old to walk around the city at night, for example? You don't. You don't think it's okay, right? Because they're a 6-year-old. That's kind of how I see the internet as well. Why are you just letting your 6-year-old on the internet unfettered without any like supervision? That's the problem here. It's not like the whole idea of, you know, oh, we need to like censor everything to stop people getting onto it. Oh, won't somebody think of like the 12-year-olds? Just like, you know, put some restrictions on it, put like some sort of filters on websites that can go on yourself. Why don't you just like parent it to some degree? But man, some of the like the response to it has been like ticking me off. I think the other thing that like ticked me off about it is that, you know, it's like caught some other strays in there. For example, anything to do with like trying to quit drugs, trying to quit smoking and stuff, is getting caught up as an adult website. So if you're trying to get onto those sites, you need like a photo ID, and of course, who's going to trust the government with this third party with your identity? That's not a good idea. We get all these people that are like, you know, oh yeah, it's fine, we'll, you know, just use the photo ID, we can get it on all the smoking stuff, we need to block that. And people like with suicide help, we need to block that, it's also sensitive information. But not the gambling companies. They're immune to this rule. If you're a gambling company, you don't need to provide photo ID to prove that you're 18 to gamble. Which is like, okay, can you at least hide that you like being, you know, like paid off to some degree about this? Man, it just like grinds my gears a little bit. It just feels like the most obvious option to me is not the option that people are going to take. Are you dead, by the way, Red Slime? Thank you. Exactly lethal. Okay, we need to take something, otherwise I'm going to die. Some other orb, but I'm really not like thrilled with what I've been offered. Cersei has some temptation just purely because I got the Power Glove, but it's like pretty bad. Pretty bad. I unironically think I'm going to take it though. I'm so desperate to take something. Anyway, I need to stop talking about getting annoyed with people because I'm going to go down a rabbit hole that I don't want to go down. The internet censorship thing, though, is, like, just ridiculous. Okay, we need to get to the bomb at the bottom. I think I can target this bat as well. Can I snipe this bomb? Nice. Okay, I'll take that. The battle ends immediately, but we got our gold. I really don't want to take damage right now. I'll take Cersei up to max level, which is not something I've said for quite some time. I'm going to take a question mark tag because I really want elite fights. Sorry, game. It's honestly my punishment for moaning about stuff. What amazes you is there's no example of banning something to actually stop people doing it, yet politicians are still trying. Yeah. Like, if someone tells you to stop watching my Peglin videos, what are you going to do? You're not going to stop watching them. You're going to keep watching them, and you're going to find ways to watch them more often. Right? That analogy works. You watch them even harder? God damn right you do. Because people don't like being told what and what not to do. I mean, I do appreciate it's not like I'm saying, you know, oh, anarchy, yeah, let's, like, you know, throw all rules away. There are some rules that need to be made and enforced, sadly, because the population can't be trusted. But it's like, the thing is, like, what are you trying to solve with these rules? What is the problem with these rules? And that's where, like, it kind of, like, gets me, right? You're gonna subscribe to me on the dark web? Perfect. Just when I want more presence on the dark web. But yeah, it's like, what is the problem you're trying to solve with all of this? That's always the question I try and ask. It's a bit like, as well, the story, and again, I know people, like, disagree with this, and you might have, like, religious reasons for it, but, like, trans people using the bathroom of the gender that they're trying to, like, conform to. What is the problem you're trying to solve here with this, is always my, like, question. Are you going to make people's life easier if someone who you think may be a bloke dressed up as a woman is actually a woman, or is actually a bloke, and you, like, confront them in the bathroom versus just letting them use the toilet and move on with life? Like, what are we trying to solve here? I do appreciate that, like, the problem with, like, the trans situation also extended to, like, sporting integrity type things, which, fine, like, go and have that discussion, but specifically, like, with toilets and stuff, what are you really solving? Like, you're just creating more problems, because now you're going to create situations, it's actually happened in this country already, where someone says, excuse me, you're not allowed in the female toilets because you're a bloke, and it turns out they're actually just a woman that looks more masculine. And conversely, you've had the other situation where this, you know, someone has used the toilets that looks like, you know, a man in the males, and it's actually a female, but people just haven't said anything about it. It just doesn't feel like you've solved any problem, you just created more issues. Anyway, we're gonna have a real trouble here because I have no leshy tech, so we just need to do a lot of gardening. And then the final thing that really, like, pains me about everything is, like, everything has to be so black and white with people. It's like either, you know, it's either A or B. It's never like a bit of A and a bit of B or something. Everything can be solved with black and white answers. Everything is binary. It's like, no, it's not. It's like a lot of grayscale in things. Even, like, when, you know, people talk about gender, well, again, just get on the topic of it. Even gender is, like, not exactly a binary scale. It's more like a complex three-dimensional topography of various phenotypes, various genetic information as well. It kind of, like, oversimplifies things just to say, you know, oh, it's XX versus XY. And then trying to conform it to a binary solution just creates more problems down the line. versus just letting people kind of do what they were already doing before it was working fine. And I think to some degree, actually, the internet has caused, like, a lot of issues associated with that, because it just gives people access to things that otherwise they wouldn't have necessarily seen, which you might think is a good thing, and to some degree it is a good thing, but equally, it makes you think that things are just, like, oversampled, I guess. Like, you're going like, oh, well, you know, it's good because of all these, like, pervy men that are dressing up as women and go in the women's bathroom. How many cases of that are there a year of, like, a bloke dressing up as a woman to go into the girls' bathroom to, like, try and perv on someone? Bearing in mind, I've not been in the girls' bathroom before, but I think most of it is just stalls, right? How many people get caught per year? It's probably single-digit figures, and that's being somewhat generous. So we're going to throw the baby out with the bathwater for a story of this, which has then gone on everyone's feed. You know, everyone's seen it, and it's like, you know, everyone's seen the story. They just think like, oh, it's more of a problem than it is because I've seen it on the story, you've seen this on the story. Like, everyone's talking about it, and it's just like awarded, you know, like 18 million cases. I don't know how many people use like a public bathroom per year in the UK. It's actually more than 18 million. I suspect it's in the billions. But because of like one or two stories like that, it makes people think there's a problem there that really kind of isn't there. Anyway, we're gonna die, by the way. The Leshy. I didn't have any Leshy tech and I couldn't keep it with the gardening. It never was like boding well when I had to take Cersei because I was like, I'm so desperate for just taking something. I took Cersei, which is an orb like I've never taken before. Well, not quite true. Close to never taken before. Sadly, this was too late. This really good turn. Well, I say that. Hang on a minute. Cersei actually got me through. It was the tech I needed. I'm actually still alive. I'm stunned. You claim the government banned Leshy? Now that's something we can get behind. Although I say ban Leshy, I actually quite like the Leshy fight. It's just that I feel like you do need niche tech to get through it. Alright, we're going to play Smart Peglin today. To make it first, I probably should just take Unpretentious Pendant. We don't really want the crit build with anything I've got left. So I'll take it. I think Squirrels would have also been very acceptable. We're fighting the Painter, which is kind of okay. I have got a Filibuster, but we need to be careful with piercing damage. Ban Vines in the Mole. I don't know. I have less issues with Leshy. I do think the Vines maybe are a bit too much, but equally, if you like reduced it by any amount, I think you'd be too free then. So I'm kind of okay with it. The Mole fight is actually complete bullshit though. That I will get behind. And I will keep saying it till the cows come home. That fight is just not good on C20. It counters too many things. The slime fight's fine though. Slime's okay. I will permit you to remain in existence. So close getting that refresh. I probably won't need it, to be fair, with the orange pegs and all that jazz. Okay, didn't need it in the end. Okay, where are we going? We want elites. Okay, we're going bottom right. I could go for the shop here. I'm not really, like, enamored by anything I'm being offered right now. The greatest deal has just dropped. This event of, like, offer 2 Pebbles is so unbelievably good. It's not quite the best event in the game, I think, but, like, it's up there. Let me try and deal with the Chandelier, I think, first, since... Cool. This guy's got a shield anyway. Alright, he's gonna shoot me a little bit, but it's fine. Most satisfying event in the game, yeah. Wait, how did he live? That was bullshit. The chandelier fell on his head, and he dodged it. I'm calling shenanigans. He was walking midway through the chandelier dropping, and he just, like, he shrugged it off. I mean, alpha as fuck. Anyway, we'll just try and do more peg damage, I guess, because I think the refill plus is one of my best ways to do damage right now, sadly. I think we just discard here. Got a nice sphere, please, get the kill. I'm probably gonna get hit one time here, because, you know, I'm not gonna get through his armor and hit him. Okay, still not too bad. Okay, perfect. We get hit once, I can live with that. I'm gonna spend nothing again, because I could potentially buy 2 relics with this. Or buy a relic remove and all that type of jazz. Or buy relic remove and get an orb. I mean, it's gonna be this one, right? Does poison count as self-damage? I can't remember now. I don't think it does. I'm gonna take it because it's, like, of the things I've got left to, like, unlock, the self-damage build, like, encapsulates all of them, so I might as well go for it. I unironically shouldn't have taken that. That's actually a hard throw from me. I'm fighting the painter, right? Yeah. It's actually a throw, because I don't need the bomb damage. But it's gonna make my life harder. Oh well, I guess I'll have to just live with it now. Question mark navigation? No. I want my chest, please. Yeah, if poison is self-damage, then, like, this relic is the hardest of counters of all time, which is probably why it isn't actually an interaction. Because I think I would have seen it before and commented. Okay damage. Not great with my piercing. You know, actually, this Cersei's actually not doing too bad right now, just because of multiple plus refilibuster. That's actually quite a powerful combination. And actually, unironically, the repostal service is actually doing some pretty good work for me. Are you not? Okay, just need to hit this refresh at one point, please. And we're golden. Oh my god, that's such a bad shot. Never mind, it was an unbelievably good shot. Very calculated. I'm so tempted to take another Cersei. I think I'm gonna heal instead. Oh my god. That peg going across from the right to left there nearly just swiped me out of the air. Bit late for stuff for the sling, especially since I removed all but one of my pebbles, but... +1, +2 on 1 orb. Help. That's all I want to say about this. I don't really have a way around this other than just, like, nut up or shut up, so that's what we're going to do. I just need to hit pegs very quickly. I'm going to clear off one of the crits, because it doesn't matter hitting the crit or not hitting the crit here. Ow. Need 600 damage, ideally. Oh god, it's not going to be 600. This is going to hurt. I'm actually in a lot of trouble. I might be dead, actually. Holy shit, 22 damage is real bad. He only had 59 left, really? Oh my god. Oh my god, and then we get fortification. I'm actually going to lose my mind. So, okay, we've got something to unlock, but I'm going to die. I need a perfect battle here. Fortification is unironically not bad here either. It's going to give me a bit of block. I actually see no world where I kill the painter. I just don't have enough damage. The refresh, please. The refresh, thank you. I'm gonna heal. We're gonna have a perfect elite fight. And then we're gonna win the game. Because I'll be at 50-something health. Right. Bombs, please. Stop stripping the shields off as well. I need them. Great shot. Double bomb. Some big piercing. Another bomb, maybe? Not quite. Okay, that's still fine. That's no more healing for these guys. And refill buster and this. All this random chip damage I'm doing is slowly killing my opponents. Now we want to do as much damage to the board as possible so that when I refresh it, I might refill buster the white mage instantaneously and kill him. Probably don't have enough damage to do that, but as long as we get close, I'd be okay with it. Never mind. I forgot killing enemies is going to refresh the board anyway. Okay, so we're going to get shot by this guy a little bit. We have got a bit of armor for it. Really? My end was horrible, terrible, and my start is terrible, horrible? Game, why are you like this? I'm so close to killing the white mage. But I'm gonna get killed by the boss. Because I have no scaling whatsoever. In a lot of trouble here. Probably dead. Not dead. Close to dead, though. Effectively dead, but... Right, I have to heal. I think I have to take Protect Orb. And we're fighting the boss. I actively don't... Well, actually, do I not want to crit? I have nothing that is... Stuff the sling saved me. Yeah, you're right. I don't have Must Circle build, even though I've taken everything towards a Must Circle build. I don't actually have it. I really don't want to take the thing on the right because I don't want bomb build. So, unironically, even though it's going to make my life harder, I think in the short term I just have to take Knife's Edge. It kind of means my build that I want to do is going to be worse. At least, you know. If I ever go below half health, it's going to make it worse. But I'll try and win this one. Alright, well, this is all the armor we're going to get. So, enjoy it. Don't know where the refresh is. I will say I can just kill an enemy as well if I want to get a refresh. I'm also going to tell you right now, it's something I'm considering doing immediately. Should have done it immediately. Actually, I just thought as well, I have Unpretentious Pendant, so maybe the crit didn't matter. As in, like, it's probably actively bad. I mean, we're cooked anyway, so it's actually just completely irrelevant, but yeah. Like, the Pebble, it's, like, fine. But everything else was worse. Okay, that was a wrong play. I don't think the minus 200 damage is going to matter here, though. I just don't have the health to do this, and also I don't have any scaling. Bit of a nothing burger build, really. Alright, like one more turn. I'm actually kind of surprised I've done as much damage as I've already done. More armor, please. The biggest surprises you got here, you got damn right it is. Okay, I need to do 1,000 damage this turn, otherwise it's over. Yeah, considering like the forest battle as well, how close that came, I'm stunned I got to this point. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't get it. I didn't get offered like any bus circle stuff, so how am I meant to win? This character's like bus circle or bus. Not quite true, but pretty close to being true. We try the hardest though. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, YouTube, why not leave a like and subscribe? Everything helps me out. See you next time. Bye.